Alright, welcome everybody to Medieval Dynasty. I've been wanting to make a video on this game for quite a long time, and we are going to be starting a new game because, well, I already have stuff already done, but for the sake of our journey, we're going to go ahead and make a new game. And we're not going to play the story quite yet, because this right here, the Valley map, is the game's story. We're going to be playing on the Oxbow to create our own. And we will be playing solo. And I do want to customize the game, such as making the season length just 2 times longer. You can go all the way up to 30, but we're going to go ahead and go with 6. And we are going to pick this to make it so that dropped items such as food and drinks do not spoil, so that we can decorate basically. And I think everything else is gonna go ahead and be basically default. So let's go ahead and start the game. Alright, we are in the game. There is an opening sequence to the game, but I decided to skip it because I do not know if it's copyrighted or not for the music that plays over it. So we just skipped to this screen, which you can't do in the Valley map. You are hard locked to looking like this guy right here. But we are going to go ahead and make a female character just because we have the option to. And I'm going to go ahead and make her look a little different than this. So I'll cut to when we have our character. Alright, that is going to be our character. I think that looks pretty good. Now we just need to give her a name. And let me cut to when I finally come up with one. Alright, I figured out a name. We're going to go ahead and call her Win. Alright, clean slate, waking up from a nightmare. Oh, it feels good to be back in this game. I have not played in a long time. But we need to talk to Setowin.
Stupidity is the one, deadly illness. I have no instruments secure.
Hello there. Oh, you're alive. And you look quite mobile as well. That's surprising. You almost sound disappointed. Don't know what to say, but I kind of feel great. Every step I take echoes with 1,000 screams of my agonal muscle fibers. But yeah, I'll manage. From what I've heard, you're the one whom I should be thankful for it. Excuse me, but who are you? And what is this place? I'll go ahead and say, from what I've heard, you're the one whom I should be thanking for it. Don't be, I'm just a glorified butcher who tries to prevent his patient's guts from spilling. Literally. Modesty is a virtue only when it's true. I guess you read me as easily as a signpost. That's good. I don't have to worry about your cognitive abilities being impaired after the attack. Glad to hear that. We didn't meet before, did we? My name is Setowin, and I'm a local barber surgeon. At least that's what the townsfolk call me. I never truly pursued a career in medicine, but I guess I was the least hesitant to grab the axe when it was needed. That's the Oxbow for you. It doesn't matter who you were before, only what the land has in store for you from this point out. You'll see. But before I can answer any more of your questions, I need to perform a quick examination. We have to be sure that every part of you is healing correctly. Let's start with you telling me what is the last thing you remember. Waking up in this house nearby. I can't remember anything else. I was the commander of a guard hired to protect the convoy of builders and craftsmen. We were attacked. The guild caravan was set to arrive in the Oxbow, but it was ambushed by bandits on the way. I was unlawfully captured and sold against my will to the highest bidder. While I was being transported, the bandits attacked. I was just a petty thief, I swear. I never hurt anybody, but they nicked me one day and put me in a cage. I was supposed to be a laborer until my debt was paid off, but then the massacre started. The flames and screams, I can't tell which are more tormenting. I was awaiting my decapitation when some fat bastard came in and said they had decided to work me to death instead. So they caged me like cattle and sent me across the continent. But it was they who were slaughtered in the end. I was supposed to deliver a message. I'm gonna go ahead and go with number 6. I know it might be painful, but try to focus on the memories. What else do you recall? Clinking of metal, smoke, the smell of blood, fresh, warm blood. It was a massacre. It was. Forgive me for pushing. I just wanted to see how your mind is healing up. We've seen the grounds. We know what happened. So what now? That's not for me to decide. I can see you're in good condition physically. Unfortunately, there's nothing I can do about lost memories. They may come back on their own. Just give yourself some time. If you'd like, we could go through a quick exercise to rebuild some of your muscle memory at least. That would be great. Thank you. Okay, I prepared a short list of tasks that should help stimulate your muscle memory and test your coordination. On the table in front of the sick house, you should find a piece of parchment with the list on it. It's right next to the book that I'm writing. Give it a look if you like. It's called Knowledge. That's just a working title. It's a collection of all the wisdom that I've gathered throughout the years, just a side project. I allowed myself to add a copy of it to your journal as well. Feel free to use it whenever you wish, and also, the chest next to my house, you might find a few useful light things in there. Come back to me when you finish the exercises. I'm on it. Okay, so this right here. And we get a bunch of tasks to do. We need to come over here, go to this chest. There should already be some materials in here for you to take. We're gonna gather those. I'm gonna take that flower. Oh, collecting resources. All the basic resources can be collected in the wild. Just look around and reach out for them. Sticks are the easiest to find, but on the other hand, stones and herbs are much harder to spot. Move the cursor on the desired item until its name is shown, and collect it. Resources are used for various purposes like building, crafting, healing, or eating. And we need to gather up some stones. Ooh, look at all the ants. Need more stones. And I'm stuck. I'm stuck. Thankfully, there's an unstuck button. Oh, for a minute there, I thought I got stuck on that fence again. There's more stones. Are those supposed to be ladybugs? Alright, so we can craft it. That's not how I do it. This is how I do it. We need to craft a stone knife. And we need to go back over here and skin this chicken. Okay, and then we need to craft a simple torch. need to go... Is it in here? Can I use this one? No. I think the one that I have to use is inside the sick house. Yeah, right here. We can cook up this meat. Alright, that's all the meat cooked up. And I need to craft a wooden spear. And I gotta go in here, put that there. And, oop. And we just gotta throw this at the target. Inspector mode. The inspector mode lets you see dropped items like spears, the villagers near you, and the stats of NPCs you are able to recruit. The inspector mode uses stamina. You can upgrade it with talents. Alright, now let's go ahead and talk to Setowin.
My favorite patient is back.
I'm done with the list. Splendid. And how do you feel? Did you have any trouble? None. Some, but I managed. Many, I'm afraid. I think my cover will take some more time. Some, but I managed. I'm ecstatic to hear that. Your recuperation is truly a marvelous case. Is there anything else? As far as I'm concerned, our work together is done, and I'm more than happy with the results. The next thing for you is to go and meet the Castellan. He's the ruler of this land, and he wants to speak with you himself. That's it. If you ever need my help, you know where to find me. Take care of yourself, kid. I'll do that. Thank you, Setowin, for everything. And before we go talk to that guy, we're gonna come in here and climb up here because there is some goodies hidden away up here, such as a bronze axe, some olive oil, and some potions. Now, olive oil in this game isn't used for cooking, it's used as a gift. And you can gift it to your spouse. I believe it's only meant for male, though. But yeah, type of gift. A man who can appreciate many applications of this oil will be grateful for such a gift. Can be given to a man during flirting. Mirror God. Stop bothering me. Don't you see that I'm... Oh, it's you. You took your time. Good day to you, my liege. I'm here at your request. Hello there. I heard that you wanted to speak with me. What is it that you want from me? Less talking, more paying attention, peasant. My time is precious. Listen. There's a lot of people talking. Less talking, more paying attention, peasant. My time is precious. Listen, I made a deal with your guild for a whole caravan. Builders, crafters, architects, tons of materials, everything necessary for the creation of a new settlement. But instead of it all, I got you. I wasn't even part of any. Shush, I'm not done talking now. I'm not talking. Shush, I'm not done talking now because you people decided you'd like to be ambushed and slaughtered. Your friends back in the guild don't want to send anything or anyone more. That's not what we agreed on. But I'm too tired, too busy, and too annoyed to try and reason with them. So you'll have to do. Have to do for what? To build the new settlement, of course. Oh, that, sure. Piece of cake. That's what I like to hear. Although I have absolutely no faith in your success, at least
the king
I can...
is the king. As long as he doesn't poke his nose into my business, I don't poke my nose into his.
I'm talking, Lainey. That's what I like to hear. Although I have absolutely no faith in your success, at least I can finally hear some enthusiasm around here. Don't worry about a thing. I'm a professional. Well, maybe I have misjudged you. Enthusiasm, confidence. You may actually be worth something after all. Great. Go and find Derwan. He's my quartermaster. If you need anything, bother him with questions, not me. Will do. And I'm gonna end the dialogue with him. Yeah, here's Derwan. Glad to finally see you in good health. I'm Derwan, Piastovia's quartermaster. I was told by the Castellan to speak with you. I understand. Allow me to elaborate a bit on your situation. Then, our ruler tends to be brief at times. Yes, please, that would help a lot. That's mildly put. I don't need any elaboration, I know what I'm doing. Yes, please, that would help a lot. You see, your guild was invited to the Oxbow in order to start a new settlement, which in time could develop into a strong ally of Piastovia. That much I've heard. Continue. But you might wonder is, why would Piastovia need such an ally? Or, what does it really mean to be its ally? These questions are hard to answer for sure. Someone could have even said dangerous to ask. What are you trying to say? Sorry, forget I said anything. I didn't want to insinuate that you're in any danger. The Oxbow is a wonderful place, apart from a hungry wolf or a drunk adventurer turned bandit. You have nothing to worry about. Just be careful who you put your trust in. Alright, Derwan, I will then. Good, good. When you were talking with the Castellan, I put some things for you in the chest next to the Setowin's house. It's not much. Few of the items that we recovered from the carnage, and a couple of useful things that will help you get started. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. That's it then. The only thing left to do is go out there and explore, roam around, find the best starting place for the new settlement. I'm sure you'll do fine. That's what I'll do. Farewell. Alrighty, we have finally finished the prologue, basically. And the tutorial. That was really long, not gonna lie. But we are going to go ahead and exit through the main gate here and find a nice spot to settle. And I already kind of know where I want to put our settlement, right here. If you don't know, this is a waterfall. I know it doesn't really look like it, but it is a waterfall. And we are going to be more so over here. We'll have some structures right here, along right over here. There's also a cave right here, which will be great for early mining. So I will cut to when we're there or until we find something interesting. Alright, well that was a very short cut, but right there, if you can see, there's a building right there. A house, actually. That is an abandoned house, and we can loot it. I don't know if stuff respawns in there, but you can get some money and some early items from it. And that is what we will do. Also, just so you know, the red outlines on these towns and these areas, those are non-building zones. This area right here is not named, and this area right here is not named. This right here used to be a settlement. This right here is a very late game area to explore. It's also really hard because it's where our... so this game has bandits, and there's a lot of bandits there. This area, however, does not have any bandits. This is a good place to go looting. We could actually go there now and loot it if we wanted to. But we are going to go here and loot this place instead. Ah, yes. Barrels. Ooh, 37 coins and 2 coverlets. These are going to be great to sell because you can only give them to women to gift, and women, and since we chose to be a woman, you can't flirt with a woman in this game because, you know, that wasn't really a thing in this time period. Clay cups, we can sell these too. They have no real use. They're mostly decorative items. Barrels. Ooh, 8 flour. We can sell the flour because we have no use for it. 2 more flowers, some berry wine. We can sell those. A wicker basket. We can sell that. And there's 150 coins under it. Ooh, merchant locations. There are many kinds of specialized merchants scattered through the Oxbow. Do not hesitate to ask your neighbors for help. They can direct you to the desired vendor or animal breeder initially. Initially, traders may have a limited assortment, but it will become richer over the next few years. Remember that. Oh, I don't need to know that. That just means that I can turn off these little things if I wanted to. But I'm not going to, because I think for the people who haven't played this game before could use some of that early knowledge. And we got 4 poison stone arrows. We can sell those. The stone spear at 100% condition. We can use that. Chest with 3 bags. And a potion of sobriety. We're going to sell that as well. Overload. You're carrying too much on your shoulders. You'll walk slower when overloaded. If you want to carry more, get a bag, get a backpack, or a pouch. Yes, we are going to immediately sell the stuff that we have so far collected. Well, not all of it. We're going to keep some of the stuff, such as the bags. Some rye grain. We're going to need that. Some straw. Poisoned iron arrows. These are going to be worth a lot of money. And two more potions and a bow at 9% durability. That will break pretty quickly, but it'll be great. 156 coins and 2 10 bars. That's pretty good. That's pretty good loot right there, if I say so. Is there anything up here? No. Alright, let's head back to Piastovia and sell some of our goods. This actually took a lot longer to get to this place again than I initially thought it would take. Alright, now we just need to find anyone who can buy stuff from us. Which will be in this little circle right here. Yeah, you'll do.
Hello.
Hello, let me see your wares so I can sell you my stuff. Poison stone arrows, that'll give us 16 coins. The poisoned iron arrows, oh, they sell 200 coins just from 4 of them. That's crazy. Now, traders do have a certain amount of money, and they don't regenerate money until the next season. This berry wine, yeah, we'll sell this for 30 coins. The potion of sobriety, the potion of stamina. I think the potion of weight we will keep, just because it'll be useful. Because it lasts for 600 seconds, and it gives us plus 2 kilograms of weight. And we're going to sell off this flour, these 2 10 bars, and I think we'll keep the stones. The clay cups, that sells for 0.8 coins. The wicker basket, we don't need the wicker basket quite yet. And the coverlets for 250 apiece. That's 500 coins. Yeesh, that's a lot of money. Now, do you actually have anything worth buying? Okay, so you just sell food. So if we ever need food, we can come to this guy right here.
My wares never disappoint.
Posnamir.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. What I need to find is someone who sells clothes.
Oh, it's you again.
Hi, let me see your wares. Do you have any clothes? No, just tools and weapons. We will likely be coming to this person for tools. until we can afford to make our own. I mean, we could make stone variants, however, those don't really last all that long.
My wares, have a good day.
I will, and you don't have what I need.
How are you?
Ludmilla? Mila? Tell me your wares. You also don't have what I need.
Have a nice day.
You're just an herbalist? Ah, you're the clothing person.
Greetings.
Hello, show me your wares. Yes, this is the person that I need. Okay, so she is selling a small simple backpack and a small pouch. I will buy the simple small backpack. This will give us plus 10 kilograms of weight, and we could get this small pouch to add on an extra 3, but I think we're just gonna go ahead and go for the small simple backpack.
Do you need take care?
And we can put that right there. And now we have a little backpack. Now let's head on over to that waterfall. Sleep. To sleep, you will need to build a house or craft a campfire. Sleeping is available between 7 p.m. and 6 a.m. If you choose to sleep, your character will wake up the next morning. Sleeping restores the amount of health proportional to the amount of time you slept. Going to sleep during season change will always result in waking up in your own house. And it is indeed getting late. Ooh, a campsite. An abandoned campsite at that. Small bundle. Salted meat. Don't mind if I do. Ooh, and a turned over card. Small container, a cabbage, and 49 coins. Not gonna lie, this camp was really boring. There's not much here. Usually these camps have a good amount of stuff. Ooh, abandoned supplies, apple wine. We can sell that at a later time. Alright. And over here is the waterfall that I mentioned. Right, there's the waterfall. It looks really nice. And this will be a nice place to set up a settlement. Now, our settlement progression is going to be slow on purpose, because you can make a full-on settlement really quickly in this game, but I don't want to rush it, because, you know, I like to take my time. And we need to figure out a nice spot to put our first house, which I'm thinking we could possibly put it right here. However, the trees are in the way, and we can't put it right here. So, where could we put this house? We could put it over here, across this bridge. Like right here? Yeah, we can put it right here. Right under the tree. Yeah, let's go ahead and put it right there. First, we need to craft a hammer, because we need some sticks. Crafting. Whoops, looks like you've just broken your first tool. And certainly not the last one. You can craft most basic tools by hand, but they're cheap and fragile. It's wiser to focus on producing and using metal tools with higher durability. If you have an identical tool in reserve, you will immediately grab it after the old one breaks. Alright, since it's getting very... water. Hydration is crucial in the wilderness. When the water parameter is depleted, you will start to lose health. You can refill it by drinking various beverages. Water can be stored and transported in buckets and the water skin. We are going to go ahead and drink some water real quick. And we are also going to cut to when we actually have some daylight because I don't have the materials to make a torch. Alright, it is a brand new day, and we can gather up some more sticks and get this little house started. Now, we will be needing 2 of these hammers because the first hammer will break upon the first few builds of the house. The first portions of the house being built, the hammer will eventually break. Select build mode. Press right click to open the select build mode. The building hammer can be used in 3 different ways. It enables you to build structures, repair them, or destroy unwanted ones. The mode is selected through the select build mode menu while holding the hammer. And I also kind of want to break this and kind of reposition it. Or maybe this is a... You know what, actually I kind of do like this layout. Also, there is one thing that I do want to check. The fields. I want to know what orientation it's in. Okay, so it's like this. The reason why I want to check is because if I want to put a field here, I like to make buildings be flush with my fields. However, I'm not going to put a field right here. I'd probably put it over there and that field over there. So let's go ahead and get this built. Alright, that's the foundation made. We need 8 logs to build the frame. So let's go ahead and grab our bronze axe. Put that in our 4 slot. Tree cutting. To cut down a tree, you'll need to have an axe. This tool can be bought or crafted in the creation menu in the handcrafting section. Better axes can't be crafted in a smithy. Put an axe in one of the quick slots at the inventory and take it out. Approach a tree and start cutting it until it drops down, then chop it down into smaller parts to acquire logs and other resources like sticks and feathers. If you don't dig up a stump, it will regrow into a tree. And that is one of the key things to remember. Okay, I kind of don't want to really tear down too many of the trees in this area because they look nice. But we will chop down a maple tree. Building creation menu lets you create a wide array of items and buildings. We are also going to be only chopping down 2 maple trees because maple trees give you the most logs. You get 4 logs per maple tree. And there are quite a few maple trees around here. And as far as I know, there's only 3 types of trees. There's birch trees, spruce trees, and maple trees. Birch trees give you 2 logs, spruce trees give you 3 logs, and maple trees give you 4 logs. And you can get an extra log if you break the stump by digging it up. Alright, that is the frame built. We also need to gather up quite a bit of straw. So let's go ahead and gather up some straw. Thankfully, there's some reeds near this little river here. And another nice thing about the reeds is that they do... Ooh, we got a survival level. But the good thing about reeds are that they do regenerate over time. I believe they regenerate every season change. One of the first few things I also want to do is immediately get going on a farm because we will be needing to we'll need them to make food. Because the winter in this game can be hard, especially if you have settlers, which we probably won't have many of for the first year. That is also why I decided to make the season length be 6 days long, just that we have a little extra time to get things prepared and a little bit more time to enjoy the better weather. Alright, 91 sticks, that should be enough to put down the foundations of these prefabs. Now you can edit your walls. You can make them out of wattle, wood, or stone. And the roof only has thatch, wooden roof, and wooden tile roof, which we will be upgrading to in the late game. Food. Eating is essential for survival. When the food parameter is depleted, you'll start to lose health. You can obtain various nutrients from foraging, hunting, and farming. All of the food resources rot over time and may cause food poisoning. Discover different ways to preserve it for longer, such as drying, salting, or preparing meals. Alright, put whatever resources we could into those. We need to gather 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 logs. We can do that pretty quickly. See, my hammer is almost out of durability, which is why I chose to make 2. Our bronze axe is also almost out of durability. Right, that's 4. This will give us 7. This will give us 10 more logs. Also, before we do that, we should probably eat something. Can eat this salted meat. And the salted meat is also useful because it makes it so we don't get hungry as often. Let's chop down one more maple tree and see how many more logs we need. I kind of lost count of how many we have. Oh wait, I can just open my inventory. Duh. F10, so this will give us 14 and I needed 17. I don't believe we'll be able to carry all 17. Well, maybe we can. Okay, so that means I need to now find a spruce tree. Or I guess I can just chop down another maple tree. Or I can chop down a, or maybe I can chop down a birch tree just to get 2. And then we can build a well now too. We don't really have to worry about a well quite yet. However, we will be making one eventually. Alright, now we can finally finish building this house. And our house is done. Now we can put lanterns and whatnot in here. Actually, we can put a whole bunch of different stuffs up here, but putting lanterns, hanging lanterns inside your house would be more useful because I mean, we can't do that yet. We can't put any of this stuff up here yet because we don't have the technology to do it. But we can put hanging lanterns to create light inside your home during the night. You can also change your door design. As you can see right there, it changes the look. You can also add a hanging lantern or a banner. Well, flag. I didn't know you could do flags now. I knew that they did add some new things to the game, but I didn't realize that you could do flags on your houses. You can also put window shutters, and they can be opened. And you can put shells on the outside or planter boxes for flowers. Now you can't farm the flowers in there, unfortunately, but they will show flowers. Let's go ahead and actually get started on the well. Where could we put the well? I mean, we could put it next to our house, but we have the river right there. What area would be useful for a well? Now, the only reason why we would do a well is because obviously our settlers need to eat and drink as well. And instead of manually refilling buckets or water skins through the river, I can have a settler working on the well, refilling buckets or water skins, and it'll automatically deposit them into our storage shed. Whoops. We are going to go ahead and rotate this just a smidge and put it right here. I know it looks a little ugly right here at the moment, but trust me, it'll look nice in the end. And we need to gather up some more wood. And of course we need more wood. Now, a lot of these trees in this area will be chopped down, and the stumps will be removed as well to create room for more buildings and the such. We do also have to be careful because I believe there is a bear in this area, somewhere over there. And I know that there's a bear up over there on the top of that ridge where the waterfall is. So we do have to be mindful of that. And we need to gather up some more straw. And we do need to get a new log. You know, I could go to Piastovi and steal one, because there is a location that does have a log that I can't steal. But we're gonna go ahead and just chop down another tree. Ooh, I unlocked the resource storage. Nice. Alright, that's the well made. We can craft, you can refill water skins and refill buckets here, or you can just drink from it. Alright, and I think we should also build a second house right away. And put it right here. Yeah, I think that looks like a nice location for it. Maybe rotate it a little, actually. Yeah, that looks a little better. And let's go ahead and gather up the stones we need to make the foundation. Alright, that's the foundation made. Now we just need to gather up yet more logs to make up the frame of the house. What? Bandits already?
Do not take any prisoners! Come on, guys! Kill that bastard!
Oh no, I think I'm gonna get killed.
Stone cold!
Run!
Kill! And take everything!
Why are there bandits here already? Bandits aren't supposed to show up until your first year. Let's actually go ahead and switch to our stone spear.
Do not take any prisoners!
Ow. Oh no, we died. Okay, we respawned. There should be... Those dudes should still be there. Let's take a potion of healing. Let's actually take that one. Yep, here they are. They're still here. Okay, he's dead. 4 coins.
Kill! And take everything!
And he had 8 coins. Now, I believe I can pick up his axe wherever he dropped it. Same thing with this guy's knife. Yep, a copper knife. And I think he also fell onto his axe. We'll have to wait until his body despawns. Now, where was their camp at? Because there might be a third guy that's a bowman. So this is where they were. 6 cabbages, 2 flax, 5 apples, 9 coins. Is there anything in here? Nope, nothing in there to take. Copper arrows. Now, I knew that there were bandits in this game, but I didn't expect there to be bandits this soon. Usually bandits don't show up even in the Oxbow until your first year is over. So like when you enter the second year. The only place that I know that you can experience bandits right away is in this area. Well, let's go ahead and continue gathering up logs. Ooh, nice. We also got 2 level up. So I think what we're going to do is... I think we're going to go ahead and go with Force of Nature. It gives us a 5% slower durability loss on axes. So let's go ahead and go with that. And we will not be leveling that up anymore. We will be doing this one, which Master of Destruction is great because it gives us half of our resources back whenever we destroy structures. And we'll go from there pretty much. Oop, no, I do not want to gather that. Higher poisoning resistance. This will be good, probably. Temperature tolerance. I think we'll go ahead and go with... Yeah, we'll go with that. And then we can get the survival sense when we level up our survival skill again. Now, I really was not expecting there to be bandits right away like that. We will certainly have to buy a bow. Oh, we only got 5 logs. Well, let's deposit these logs into this frame. Alright, I also made a spare stone axe, just because this one's also about to break. Oh no, I got hit by the tree. Yeah, that's something you also have to be careful about. You can get crushed by trees in this game. Go ahead and drink some water. And let's also eat some food. Eat these apples that we got. Oh, I didn't switch to my stone axe. Yep, even if it jumps up, it can still hit you. Alright, that's 4 more logs. We will also have to make a new torch here soon. But that's the framing of this house complete. Let's actually go ahead and make a simple torch now. Actually make 2 of them. And let's go ahead and deposit our sticks into this building. Oh no, our hammer broke. We don't have a log to make a new one, so we're gonna have to go ahead and gather up some more. Ooh, I've earned my first technology. You've earned enough technology points to unlock workshops. The more items you produce, the sooner you'll gain access to buildings, allowing you to craft better and more durable tools. And we're gonna go ahead and sleep. And gather up more materials to make this house. Did those bandits respawn? I'm very curious to know if they did. No, they didn't. I'm gonna take their maple tree. Alright, and then I just need to go ahead and gather up 7 more logs. I'll also have to craft a new axe real quick to compensate the loss of this one. I also need to take a dip in the water because my character is getting very dirty. And yes, you can get dirty in this game, and it will affect on whether or not people will talk to you. And I got killed by a tree. Well, that was awesome. I died again. And now I'm also hungry. Eat these cabbages, these broadleaf plantains, and take a sip from the well. I didn't even think I was close enough to be hurt by that tree. Speaking of the tree, where did it go? This will be a recurring theme where I lose a tree that I chopped down. Let's just chop down this one then. Alright, we have 8 logs. That means we'll have 1 spare, which means we could make it into a hammer if we want. And I gotta wait a second to regain stamina. Alright, that's our second house built. Perfect. Very nice. Now what can we build? Can't build a hunter's lodge yet. Can't build anything else there. We can build a workshop. Now, a workshop would be nice to have because we can craft some random things here. What I really need is a woodshed, so because that's where we can make planks and firewood, which we will need for our villagers. But I think I am going to go ahead and actually end it here for now. I think we made some pretty good progress to get us started. We have 2 houses, one for us and one for our future settler. And I really want to know if there's an axe under him, because from what I could tell, it was an iron one, and that would be nice to have. Too bad you can't, like, move these characters. Oh, and his body's twitching. Yeah, that's not disturbing. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. If you did enjoy the video, let me know down below, or by leaving a like. I think in the next episode we will go ahead and finish building up our settlement by building up our first resource storage and figuring out where we want to put our workshop, our tier 1 workshop, and maybe do some quests to make some money or earn some reputation so that we can get more settlers, because we will need a lot of reputation if we want to get more settlers. But yeah, that's all I have for now, and I'll see you all in the next one.